What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining me on these analysis. We're going to be looking at Microstrategy, Bitcoin, and we're going to be looking at a couple indicators with a couple different charts. So we've been riding up our normal trend line that we have here, and our long-term channel looking very good. We got one leg up, two legs up, three leg up potentially. I do see us having a third leg if things go well, especially with this 90-day pause, so things could potentially get us over here. We need a little bit of momentum behind price to get us up. But then after that, I could definitely see us, for instance, let's say, I'm just going to do a hypothetical. Let's say we run up all the way to 1200. And we're going to kind of measure this out here. And we made it to the 618 roughly, and a little bit below. So somewhere between the 618 and the 786, we're going to look at this run up here. With this leg, we made it to the 618 and we got a bounce. So 618 is going to be where we're looking. So we're going to go here to 1200. We're going to pull it down. So if we made it up to here and on leg 3, we definitely need economic data to continue to support us. Nothing, out of the blue that can mess up what's going on. And we just need Bitcoin to take off. We have plenty of things that are bullish with global liquidity, M2 money supply, all that kind of stuff. So things are looking good with seasonality of just Bitcoin in general. So if we were to pull back, 618 would take us to 600 bucks. I don't know where the top's going to be because it changes. If it goes to target 1, 618 is 511. If we make it to 1500 and we pull back, then we're sitting at 730. So these are just some ideas. We don't even know. It could even go higher. Maybe leg 3 is all the way up to 1900 and 618 is at 879. So I think we get leg 3. That's my base case. I could be so wrong though, so do not take this to the bank and then be like, yo, this is why I'm gonna do this because this guy said it. I'm gonna take some call options and bet the whole house on it. Do not do that. Make sure you educate yourself before you make these decisions. But this is my base case that we make it to the top of this range by the end of this year. So if we get this early run up, maybe by mid-year, I don't know, sometime in Q2, maybe early Q3, maybe we get a move after that pullback to the 618, just how we did here. We pulled to the 618 both times. This one was a little more exaggerated because there was more negative sentiment than there was here. So, and I say we get a fourth leg up, just like these, and hopefully this one, if the economic data supports us. We can't have anything come out of the blue. We can't have unemployment spiking crazy. We can't have inflation coming back roaring. We can't have additional tariff scares. If we have all that, that can spook investors and push money outside of it. But if we also get more states with strategic Bitcoin reserves, the US starts buying it up. I saw something where they're saying banks are potentially going to be able to issue out more money and also increase more M2 money supply and global liquidity. All those things will allow this thing to ramp up because Bitcoin generally trends upward. It needs something to pull it down. As long as everything stays good, nothing out of the ordinary, I say we get leg 3, pullback, leg 4, and that's it. But we will see because we could get this top and then unemployment spikes. Then, we're in a recession. Maybe we're already in one. Who knows, right? We did have the yield curve uninvert, and usually after an uninversion is when the recession hits. But then again, we did have a 20% drawdown, and there have been recessions where 20% was the bottom in recessions. So who knows? But just something to keep in mind. I do think we could get an early Q2 top, early Q3 top if recession, becomes the new headline, unemployment spikes, inflation concerns, those kinds of things. We could top early. If everything goes well, I say we get that leg 3, pull back to 618, leg 4. But anyways, on to Bitcoin. Okay, on Bitcoin, we're looking good. We did get a close outside of this downward sloping trend line, and we got a retest yesterday. And now it looks like we're pushing up a little bit higher. Actually, we got a retest today, sorry. And it looks like we're pushing up higher. And then on the SMAs, we actually closed. So we got a push above the 20-day SMA, and now we closed above the 50-day SMA. Got a retest. That retest almost came back to the 20, along with this downward sloping trend line. Things together and confluence together to push price up higher. If we take a look at the Bollinger Bands, the blue Bollinger Band was underneath us as well. So we have a bunch of things supporting price. It's looking very good. Remember what happens after you break above the 50-day SMA. When you crack that 50-day SMA, you see large moves to the upside. So, but then once you get the 50 and the 20 underneath you, you have a strong move. What we need to see though, we want to see this 50 curl up, and then we want to see this 20 reclaim it here. If we get something like that, we're going to be taken off for sure. So if we can see something like that, where we got the golden cross here, take off. We had a golden cross here, we took off. Golden cross here, we took off. So you can see it happens time and time again. You do get fake out, your occasional fake outs. So you can see like double top here, even though we had a golden cross. Kind of a double top here, golden cross, and so on. But with the seasonality and everything that's going on, if you get a golden cross here, it probably won't be a fake out this time, but we'll see. I'm not sure if we've bottomed yet. I'm open to the idea where we could get maybe a double bottom or retest this trend line down in, I don't know, maybe a week or something, 2 weeks. We get some kind of resistance here, retest to get that final scare and then run up. But I am also open to the idea to say that we have bottomed. So we'll see what happens. I definitely think holding this level is going to be key right here. We definitely want to hold that to allow us to push up to the bottom of this range. And once we break back into this range, I think it's game on. Because from here, I think it's going to be a smooth ride. Not completely smooth because we have to break through this zone here, but besides that, it should be a smooth ride up to the top. And then we're going to be back to trending like this, which is good because the next move after we get to the top of this channel is all-time highs. So we want to see something like that. But for zones, we're going to be looking at something around here. It's going to be our minor level of resistance once we get back into this zone. And we'll be looking at that 99 to 98.5 region. But we're not there yet. We need to break through these zones first. We have this minor level support and resistance, and we have to break through this bottom of the range. Overall, though, I think it's starting to look good. This close on Microstrategy was amazing. Closing back above this level of support and resistance right here at it was at 293. We closed at 299. Amazing. So let's see if this week we end up getting a pushback, retest, and then we have a decision to make whether we want to continue chopping or if it's time to break through, retest, and move up higher. And then once we break through here, we have this golden zone that's going to be above our head, and that's for this bearish pull here. So this is going to be a strong level that we need to break through. And if we break through this, I think it's going to be crazy. So let's see how things turn out. When we take a look at global liquidity, things are looking really good. If this is the bottom here, then we've been in this thing for 98 days if this is the bottom. If this is not the bottom, then we have been in it for 102 days. So we're definitely within the window where this thing could be taking off. If this is the bottom, it would make sense. If this is a move here, then we're somewhere in this region here within this move. And we have a long way up. We do have a pretty large dip somewhere in between, but after that large dip looks like a huge rip up. So definitely anticipating a nice move over the next couple months, hopefully. Let's see how it turns out. When you take a look here at this indicator, this is the capitulation indicator, the 2-year rolling Z score. You can see these spikes to -4.5 only happen during major downturns. And you can see one's 2020, one's the 19 where we had that little scare, and you can see in right before the .com bubble and so on. And we just got that here. So it doesn't really happen very often, as you can see. So there's a good chance that that could have been the bottom, especially when you start talking about the sentiment, how scared everybody is. The fear and greed index was at single digits, which is insane. When you take a look here at that MVRV score, so in the 4-year cycles, we normally start running up to minimum of 7 or higher, but you have to think of the regression. So I would say probably 6 or 5.5. But as you can see in 2013, so you have 2013, 2017, 2021. So you have these spikes above, 9 up to 10. You had a spike to 10 here in 2021, a spike to about 7 here in 2021. And let's see if we get a spike here and maybe we make it to 5, maybe we make it to 6. But if we make it to 5, let's see how it works out. That would be a 3x move, a 200% gain to the number 5 on the Z score. Overall, though, I remain bullish, and I think we're going to have some fun this year, hopefully. I think Bitcoin will genuinely just trend upward as long as things don't get in the way of it. As long as we don't have any external factors messing with Bitcoin, I think things should play out as we anticipate. That's the biggest thing, if nothing external happens. But, there's always something, always a narrative being pushed and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a good year. I'll see you guys in the next one.